Hi beauties. It's been a minute. I'm coming to you today in a really raw state, as you can tell, not done up. And I'm going to talk to you about detangling. So, I myself have been a victim of, thinking you could only detangle your hair when it's wet, blah blah blah. You can detangle hair when it's wet, but I'll get to that in a moment. What is actually recommended, even before you do a shampoo service or shampoo yourself, is to actually detangle the hair, dry detangle the hair, and get rid of any sort of tangles, any sort of buildup, etc. And it'll make it easier for you to actually manipulate the hair to shampoo and to apply your conditioner treatment even easier. So yes, it is, I would say, a relatively intensive first step, but with the proper technique, the proper tools, you can make it happen. And at the end of the day, it's about healthy hair, so we're trying to do what's best for our hair. So with dry detangling, it is recommended to use a brush. I would recommend a brush. Well, this is what I use. Oh my god, it is filthy because I just used it. If you couldn't tell, I just used it, and well, I'll wash it after, right? So I love the Olivia Garden Detangler. This one is for medium to thick hair. So it has, honestly, the bristles are a bit longer, and the good thing is they are flexible. You don't want bristles that are too hard. You want bristles that flex, not too easily, especially with medium to coarse hair, but you want them to flex because you want them to jump over the area so they're not like yanking out and pulling out your hair while you're detangling. So you have that nice flex, long bristles. The tops of them are beaded to help with massaging and stimulating the scalp. I don't have a sensitive scalp, I would say. Generally, if somebody else is detangling my hair, you take it on more. But I mean, for some reason, you could inflict pain on yourself, but when somebody else, okay, let me not say detangling is pain, but when somebody else is doing it, I guess depending on how tender they are, etc. But I prefer to detangle myself, and when I detangle myself, I don't have any discomfort. Let's call it discomfort. So yeah. So your tools are important, especially when dry detangling your hair. So you can use a paddle brush as well. Honestly, I would prefer I do love this brush. I do. But I wish the surface was a bit bigger, the face was a bit larger, because even though my hair is in 4 sections, each section I have to split in 2. So I would initially start from the bottom, work your way up, etc. So sad to say, at this point in time, my ends are heat damaged. So I did do a keratin in like December, I think 2019. And from the constant heat and blow drying built up on that, the curl pattern is not the same. It is a bit elongated, and that is a sign of heat damage. So most of my ends are heat damaged, so whatever grew back out is like natural, exquisite virgin hair. So most times up to that point, I can detangle like as one section, and then when I get to the top part where my hair is a bit, I guess, denser, because it is in this more natural state where it's a bit tighter as well, I have to split it in 2. So my 4 sections end up turning into 8 sections around my head. And it might have helped if the face of this brush was a little bigger. It might have helped. But yeah. So to start, generally, again, you can detangle. I mean, if your hair is in a set style, like a wash and go, because generally I do wash and goes with my hair. I would just wash, deep treat, add styling product, and I am set for the week per se. But in between, you could probably detangle your hair. Well, I would detangle my hair like on a good week when I'm in the mood. twice a week. And actually I thank myself during those weeks, like, like, oh my God, like, this is so much work, blah, blah, blah. But when you break it up, because like today, I took like, oh my God, the timer is gone. But I took about 25 to 27 minutes to detangle my hair. I was trying to time it. I started timing it after I finished the first section, and then I went on to the other section. So it took about, 26, 27 minutes to detangle my entire hair. Usually if I do have that break in between, like if I do detangle my hair midweek and then come to do it before I have to shampoo for the weekend, it's a breeze. It's half the time or less, honestly, because I mean, obviously you got through, you didn't wait till all those tangles to build up, you broke it down in between. So there's that benefit as well. I don't think I actually touched on the benefits of hair brushing, so I will. So of course, once your scalp isn't too sensitive, you can also use it if you have a sensitive scalp, but of course you'd have to watch your pressure. So what brushing does actually is stimulate the scalp. You get more circulation to the scalp, helps to promote hair growth. You also, you get the benefits, you remove the tangles, because I mean our hair is just gonna wrap up together. Like our hair loves to curl, loves to coil, loves to be entangled with one another. But get rid of all the shed hair. We do shed daily. Like I think the average is like 100 hairs a day or something. So we do shed daily. So to get that shed hair out, to stimulate the scalp, to get rid of any dirt, any excess product buildup, etc. Because I mean, hopefully it is not visible on camera, the product buildup and dirt on this brush. So it was more than a week, I'll be honest, it was more than a week. So, and then it was like product on top of product, because curlies, we would start with a really nice twist out or wash and go, and then it goes up into the dreaded high one, or the high knot, top knot bun. So with that, you just keep compacting product to keep it smooth, and then the ends are not detangled. So it was a lot happening. So yeah, so it promotes the brushing, promotes dry brushing, promotes smooth shiny hair, because I know we've all seen in movies and even in cartoons ladies like brushing their hair at night and whatever. I mean, I wouldn't brush my hair because it is textured. I wouldn't brush my hair every day like some people would, like people with looser textures or straighter hair would. I wouldn't brush my hair every day. Twice a week, yes. Twice a week, probably. I mean, if somebody could do more, great, but like twice a week. And honestly, that midweek brush out, that midweek detangle, so like I'd probably do it in the evening. Let's say, okay, you wash your hair Sunday, Wednesday evening, before you shower, just detangle or whatever, put in a little leave-in spray, something light, because I mean you don't want to go to bed with a set of product in your hair. So like dry detangle, then leave-in spray, whatever. And yeah, probably have your hair in 4 like this, or 3 depending, because I usually do 3. I did 4 sections today because, as I tell you, it was 2 weeks and the dreaded top knot, and we needed this division of labor to get through it. So yeah, usually I do my hair in 3, 2 at the top, 1 in the back. And when I get up in the morning, just to redistribute products, to scrunch, and yeah, the wash and go is flawless, and it's easy because the hair isn't like sopping wet, it's already primed with product from before, so it's just like reactivating the curl and everything. So yeah, it's amazing. And I would like to encourage dry brushing before your actual shampoo, conditioner, etc. I'd really like to do that. So this is my promo here. So generally what I do is, well, in this case I divided my hair in 4, and I love these claw clips because they hold all the fabulousness together. Sometimes you have these butterfly clips and they're like flopping all over, and it's like, okay, no, you can't. So these, I would say, they they hold a bit more, it's a bit firmer grip, and they can take a bit more. So a crocodile clip. Let's just do a little demo here. I mean, my hair's already detangled, but whatever. Right, so okay, when you're dry brushing, you start at your ends. And I think I saw this tip from, I think her name is OMG Artistry. She's this blonde, blue-eyed, wonderful lady who gives hairdressing tips. I think she's a Joico educator. I think that's her Instagram handle. I'll try to tag her. You hold the brush like this, actually, vertically. I think it was from how I learned this tip. And you brush like down. Well, I mean, my hair's already detangled, but you're brushing down. So always ends to roots. Always ends to roots. Always ends to roots. And it's good to apply tension just above the section you're detangling. So you're not like yanking at your roots and promoting breakage or fallout. So you're just tackling whatever's underneath. And you work your way up. I mean, obviously, I'm sorry, I wasn't clothed properly while I was doing this, and I decided to take on this thing. So after, I was like, oh my god, let me film something. It's been a while, let me film. So yeah, and I guess like after, you could go in sideways. And yeah. And I just give a little twist just to secure the already detangled section. And yeah, that was dry. I mean, it took longer than that. And again, as I told you, I had to split it in 2 sections. So my 4 sections turned into 8 sections. But yeah, it took about 25 minutes. So yeah. And I would also encourage other hair professionals to dry brush your clients' hair first. Or, I mean, of course, we're looking at time as well behind each hair. So if you want them to come with their hair detangled, even if it's dirty, just like let them come with their hair detangled, because sometimes they come, I don't want to be mean or anything, but like I am super I'm super self-conscious about giving people like extra work, especially when it's my hair. Because I've always felt we've been ingrained to think that, oh my god, your hair's work. Like, it's long, well, it wasn't always long, but it's curly and it's long and it's gonna take long to see about, and it's hard to see about. Like, it's not hard to see about. You just prep your hair the right way, and it's a breeze. Because honestly, like, shampoo and conditioning after this 25-minute prep is effortless. Like, I'm through in like 10 minutes or less. I shampoo twice. Well, I'm gonna clarify first. Again, it's been 2 weeks, so I'll do a clarify and my dandruff conditioner and my treatment, and I will probably be finished with that in like 10-15 minutes, and then leave it on for 20 minutes and rinse. So yeah, so that's what I wanted to share today. Dry, detangle before a shampoo conditioner. If you're gonna do a chemical service, you're not going to brush your hair, because you don't wanna, overstimulate your scalp or cause any, I mean, I'm not saying the brush would cause micro abrasions, but it could, depending on how rough you are, how how aggressively you brush. So you would do not brush your hair before a chemical service. If it's a relaxer, if it's a keratin, whatever. If it's before a color, semi, demi, permanent, do not brush your hair before any chemical service. Absolutely do not brush your hair before a highlighting service or a balayage or anything with lightening powder or lightener. Don't. You'll regret it, so don't. At least like 3 days before, don't brush your hair. Don't brush your hair. Don't brush your hair. Don't brush your hair before a chemical service. But if you're doing a normal deep treatment, etc., you can. Again, if you do have scalp sensitivity, you need to be mindful of how aggressively you brush or how gently you brush. So you could probably use a bristle brush to the mid shafts to ends, and closer to the roots you could probably do something with natural bristles, so you're not like it's a bit soft and it's not scraping the scalp. So just be careful with that. Be careful and be mindful with that. So dry brushing before the treatment, you could use a brush, and post, like when you finish shampooing and you want to distribute your conditioner or your deep conditioner, you could use a wide tooth comb. So this I would say is a bit milder on dry hair, because you know you get that bounce back with the bristles. With a comb you're kind of like, I don't want to say tearing through, but like you're going through it, and whatever stops it, you could feel the pressure. You could feel the pressure yanking on your hair when you're using a comb. So you get a bit of play with the softer bristles from a detangling brush, so you safeguard your hair as much as you can. So yeah, again, dry brushing, if you could do it, I mean, once during the week, and like before you shampoo conditioner, that'd be great. So that's like twice a week. So if you could do it twice a week, you know, tell me a difference. I mean, I'm being honest, it's not every time, all the time, I have the time, or sometimes you're not even in the mindset to do certain things. You know, sometimes life could be crazy and your timing could be off and like everything like that. But you know, honestly, when you do put these little things into your routine, etc., it does make things easier for you. So the times when I actually am, you know, paying attention to my own advice, I'm like, yeah, oh my god, why don't I do this more often? Why don't I do this all the time? Yeah, so hopefully that could be a part of your routine. Also, since I'm on the topic of dry brushing and well, shampoos, conditioners, etc., I would also like to recommend you get your hands on a clarifying shampoo. I'm going to tell you why. So a clarifying shampoo removes any kind of chlorine and any kind of product buildup. So generally, Trinidad water is pretty hard. It is hard, and it could cause a mineral buildup on our hair itself, and then that buildup a lot of times can affect how products penetrate the hair shaft. So it is good to invest in a clarifying shampoo, and it's good to clarify before you actually use your regular shampoo. So you get, well, firstly, you do a really good rinse. Generally with products, like, well, most of the products are water activated. So rinse until like your hair's rinsed clear. Like there's no like sudsy anything or milky opaque anything. Just rinse until your hair is clear. Go in with a clarifying shampoo. You can probably do this. I don't do this all the time. I would do this maybe every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks, depending. But if I was naughty and didn't wash my hair for more than a week, I would definitely go in the clarify first, then my normal shampoo. So clarify 1 or 2, and do one first, 1 or 2 depending, and then go in with your normal shampoo. So my shampoo right now is the GK anti-dandruff shampoo. I do have seborrheic dermatitis around my hairline, and it shows up. Like, I would wash my hair Sunday, and by like Thursday, Friday, I would start to get it itching, and there would be like mild flaking, etc., etc. So this has helped tremendously with that. Like these past 2 weeks, no shedding, no flaking. I got like mild itching like yesterday. I was like, okay, it really is time. Like I have been overdoing it, and this is keratin safe as well as color safe. So yeah, right. So thank you so much for taking this time to give me a listen. Hopefully you would apply this to your hair care routine. And you know, if you are going to see a hairdresser, or if the hairdresser is coming to you and you could prep beforehand, I mean, if you want to spend time together and detangle, fine. But me personally, I prefer to have my hair pre-detangled before I go to a hairdresser, or before they come to me. That's my preference, because I am all of a sudden tender-headed when somebody is brushing out my hair. Like, it feels like torture when somebody else is brushing out my hair, but when I do it, it's fine. When somebody else does it, I'm like grimacing the entire time. So that's me. But if you all don't mind, having a chit chat before, it's cool. So let's estimate here, right? So it took me, that was 2 weeks of tangles and build up. Okay, so it took me like, let's say 25 minutes to detangle. I'll really time this properly. Maybe 15 minutes to shampoo and deep condition. So 25 and 15, 40. I'm gonna leave in the treatment for 20 minutes, so that's an hour. And then to style might be another 15 minutes, so that's an hour and 15. And then if they put you under the dryer, if they diffuse, that's another, let's say 30 minutes, depending on how long your hair takes to dry, if you want to leave wet or if whatever. So that's like an hour and 45 minutes, nearly 2 hours. Right? So, sometimes like when we go to the hairdresser, sometimes we feel like, oh yeah, we should be out and about in however long, but we need to be wary of time as well. So technically, if you do have a deep treatment, maybe cater like 2.5 hours to be safe, because if you go to a regular salon and there are other people there, your service in its entirety may take 2 hours, but of course if they're in between other people, it might take longer than that. So 2.5 hours to be safe. Yeah. So again, remember, dry brushing is for your benefit, stimulate your scalp, help to enhance hair growth by stimulating the scalp, by clearing the scalp of any debris, any dirt, any product buildup. Of course, you don't have intentions to do a chemical service right before, because you don't want to be scraping up your scalp before applying chemicals to your scalp, right? So once you're doing regular maintenance, it should be fine. And yeah, so I hope these tips were beneficial to you, and let me know in the comments how it worked for you, how often you decide to brush, what brush you're using, if you use any other products to enhance your detangling service you go through, and let me know. It is wonderful seeing you all. It's wonderful talking to you all. I need to get this hair washed and treated. So yeah, have a lovely week, and I will speak to you soon.